Welcome back to the Venture Mentoring Team's e-learning series. This continues our training on the pitch deck. In this video, we'll continue with a specific slide, the team. This slide is an example of what a founder should consider when it comes to describing their team within the pitch deck. It's important to recognize that the team is a major, if not the most critical part of any startup. A problem worth solving and a solution worth providing are unfortunately not worth much if there isn't a dedicated and experienced team working to bring them to life. Investors need to be confident that the team can be resilient and creative in attacking the many challenges that will arise. Founders need to have in place the right people for their specific business, particularly if it's highly technical or demands intense skills. For example, software as a service solutions often require a chief technical officer. Alternatively, it's fairly obvious that health tech solutions impacting medical professionals have little credibility unless they have medically trained team members. You need to ensure that your founder has also taken the time to think through how they will present each person. It's important for each member to provide a unique and helpful value to the team. Avoid duplicative core talents. 3 marketing people in a 4-person startup team is not often a credible solution. The placement of the team slide earlier or later in the deck should be considered. At one extreme is the team that's built several companies together and accomplished profitable exits. This team has demonstrated expertise in startups and will impress the investors. A highly competent team with appropriate specialist talents can credibly assert that they're able to actually create the business. Since they're a major selling point for the investment, they should be placed near the front of the deck. At the other extreme is the small team that has a promising idea but a limited track record. They're less likely to be a major selling point and so should be placed after an impressive idea or a solid technology or several customer testimonials. Yes, they're important, but in pitching, it's advisable to lead with the strongest points. So, how does the founder properly characterize or frame the team? Typically, the audience is looking to understand 3 qualities of each team member. Are they qualified? Are they competent? And are they committed? First, let's consider qualifications. The investor's goal here is to measure whether the team can succeed. For any job within a startup, qualifications are a combination of experience, credentials, and above all, demonstrated accomplishment. For example, in health tech, the founder might have the right degrees from the good schools, but strong medical experience must combine with strong business experience to bring the startup to a successful exit. Next is competence. Competence shows in the team member's history. The investor wants people who can start running the marathon the day they arrive. The founder should think, what's this person accomplished to prove they're competent in their role? For example, it's very good to be able to say that the new head of sales has grown 2 other businesses in the market space to over $50 million in annual revenue in 3 years. With a qualification like this, it doesn't matter if the head of sales has a college degree, because they've proved their competence through their history and through their actions. Finally is commitment. Being committed can take a variety of forms. The 2 most fundamental are capital and time. Early core founders, particularly those considered for C-level type positions, add considerable credibility to the startup if they contribute capital. Committing capital is a form of sharing the risk, or skin in the game. How much? Well, it should be enough to sting the founder if the venture fails. No betting the mortgage isn't expected, but 5 to 10% of their net worth is a respectable target. A young but important core software contributor might choose to buy $10,000 worth of the startup's preferred convertibles, while a former CFO might consider $75,000 or more. Often investors expect that anyone who wants to join a startup in a meaningful role will purchase equity of some kind. This is in addition to whatever grants or options they may receive. Time is the other commitment. When I get around to it isn't what investors want to hear. So while a core team can develop the business on a part-time basis, at some point they need to commit their time to the venture by joining it full-time. A founder can expect to be asked, How much is your core team invested in the startup? And who's working full-time on this business? A reply of nobody will start investors thinking about their golf game rather than how much capital should go into this startup. Let's be blunt. Investors don't take their money casually, and they don't expect those who get it to take it casually either. Founders who don't commit time and money to their startup are acting like it's a hobby. It emphatically is not. Also, founders often list advisory board members in their team slide to show that they've attracted the interest of meaningful players in the field. Founders see this as a shortcut to add credibility, especially if their own track record is limited. Effective advisory board members are lending their time, name, and reputations to the venture. To enhance the credibility of the team, the VMT encourages founders to get advisors to invest in the company as well. Some of them are simply there to help, in exchange for a small percentage of equity that may come their way. To be credible, advisors should be more than a bio on a slide. They should be actively involved, and a founder should expect potential investors to contact the advisors during due diligence. Advise your founders to think carefully about who they invite to formally serve in the advisory role. They should clarify advisor responsibilities in an agreement and match any reward to the active advisor contribution of time and effort to the startup for the duration of their relationship. We hope you've enjoyed this video explaining our approach to the team slide. Please take the following mastery quiz on the team slide before proceeding to the next video.